The big topic being discussed this week is, of course, who is it that Lilly has got her beady little eyes on, in the words of Alexa Bliss. Now, genuinely, there is some major swerve names included in this video. Some of them are very unlikely, and we'll talk about them all in detail. But a few of them, OMG, if they happen, it could be brilliant. Honestly brilliant, and it could happen as quick as this Monday on Raw. But before we start, make sure you hit the like button. Now, as I said, this week on Raw is the go-home show for Backlash. If something's going to happen, I think it's likely to happen this week on Raw. And if not, it will be at WrestleMania Backlash. That's my bold early prediction. But who could it be? Well, we know Alexa Bliss said about Lilly's adventures. We saw Lilly on her adventures this week. And of course, the first name that comes to mind is Angel Garza. I told you, a shocker, right? Now, this one is unlikely, but maybe the demon Lilly wants an angel? Bit poetic, maybe? But it could be an interesting swerve that she's looking at, the men's division as well here, and not just the women's division. Definitely something to keep your eye open on. I don't think it's going to have any base to it, but it's fun. Of course, the other person she was behind, this one has more people excited. It's Sonya Deville. Now, we also know, and this will come into play a lot in this video, Alexa Bliss told us Lilly likes red. Now, on base of it, that doesn't seem like substantial information, except for the fact Alexa Bliss winked when she said it. Almost like to say, you guys have to know this. We all know Sonya was definitely wearing red on Raw, literally an all-red suit. But of course, she also helped Charlotte Flair. We'll talk about Charlotte Flair in more detail. But because you're helping Charlotte, maybe that puts you at the top of Lilly's hit list, so to speak. I love the internet as well, because obviously they discovered that when Absolution beat up Alexa backstage, Sonya was wearing red again. It could be a thing that Alexa Bliss is remembering that, and of course giving us a little hint again at something like that. Red is such a normal colour in WWE though, so maybe the attires isn't what we're hinting at here. But the next name that comes out of left field is Nikki Cross. Now again, we haven't seen Nikki Cross on Raw for a long time. We have seen her face Alexa Bliss under the Funhouse Alexa gimmick before, but not as Lilly. And everyone kind of assumed this feud should go on a little bit longer, that it may have been cut short a little bit, and maybe WWE just put it on the back burner. Well, Nikki Cross posted on Twitter that she was wearing a red dress in the afternoon of Monday. So that would be Raw. Could Lilly have seen her in this red dress? If that's the case, maybe that's what she saw. It's possible. Of course, we all saw the return of Eva Marie on Raw, formerly known as All Red Everything. Now, although she's now got pink hair, she was on a red car. If we're going by the colour red, maybe? I don't know. What a swerve it would be to bring back Eva Marie and just have Alexa Bliss kill her. That would be a swerve, wouldn't it? But honestly, it could be. It could be, and we got to put that theory out there. Of course, the other one that a lot of people are talking about is Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, who again wears red on her attire, but more importantly, the Raw Women's Championship is red. It could be a sign Alexa wants the title belt. Plus, we all know Rhea Ripley eliminated Alexa from the Royal Rumble. Maybe that's why Alexa and Lilly have their eyes set on Rhea. Maybe it's all about revenge. Speaking of revenge, how about Randy Orton? Now, I know some of you will be sitting there going, no, it's no way it's Randy. This feud's completely done. But think about what Lilly actually said, or what Alexa said on behalf of Lilly. She said things like Lilly made her do it. She said Lilly likes to get her hands dirty. She says that Lilly misbehaves and gets herself into mischievous positions and things. So if we're going to go all of that, plus the red thing, well, Randy Orton was hit with a tomato on Raw this week. Now, if Lilly was backstage, although she wasn't seen in this shot, maybe she saw this. maybe she made Elias and Jackson Riker do this. I don't know. But it just all fits in. And if we're going to theorize it, we've definitely got to put it out there to the universe, because maybe it's not over yet. Now we come along to Asuka. And of course, there is a lot of history between Asuka and Alexa Bliss. We know, yes, they have faced each other before. They did have the match for the Raw Women's Championship. It never had a conclusion because Randy Orton RKO'd Alexa. Now, could it be that Alexa Bliss wants to right that wrong, per se, and defeat Asuka one-on-one in the ring? Maybe. That could be a thing. I don't think it fits into much else of the logic, so let's move on to Charlotte Flair, because, again, on Raw, she wore red as well. Everyone's focused on Sonya because she's got the brighter red, the more intense red, but Charlotte was too. And we know that Charlotte and Sonya are definitely cooking something up. Maybe Lilly saw what that was. Maybe she overheard something. Maybe she hates Sonya because of Charlotte. Maybe this is a way to feud with both of them. What interests me is the way they added Charlotte to the Raw Women's match. The fact they had Asuka and Rhea both come out and not be happy with it. Now, obviously they're not going to be happy, but the way they portrayed it was almost like, hey, look, we're doing something really bad, something no one likes. But why would WWE do that unless there could be a payoff that Charlotte never makes it to WrestleMania Backlash? If she doesn't make it to Backlash, maybe that's because Alexa attacks her this week on Raw, removing her from the WrestleMania Backlash triple threat match. That could be the payoff of originally adding Charlotte to the match in the first place. And if it's not, at WrestleMania Backlash, 3 potential victims of Lilly will be in the same place at the same time. And maybe that's when Lilly first strikes. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. That's why I say it could be this week on Raw, because if it is Charlotte, it might make sense to remove her from the Backlash match. I don't know if they'll book Alexa vs. Charlotte for Backlash. It's possible. Maybe they do something where Charlotte's written off for Backlash and then returns the week after or the week after that and sets up a feud with Alexa going forward. Maybe. But if not, Backlash seems like an appropriate time to show us your true colours, Lilly, and let the world see who the victim is going to be. I would really like to know your thoughts on who you think Lilly's first victim will be. Who is it that Lilly has set her sights on? Let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Turn on those notifications, because this week, it's Theory Video Week. We're not going anywhere. Every single day, there will be a new video up, so look forward to that. Of course, Backlash is this Sunday. There will be videos for that as well. Like the video, it really does help it out on YouTube, so please do that. Follow me on Twitter at CWrestlingUK, and I'll see you next time. Peace!